The stars were quiet in the middle of deep space. Far from any trade routes or colonies, a small escape pod floated like a forgotten piece of junk. Its metal surface was burned, scratched, and cold. Inside, a single human lay still, his body wrapped in a survival suit, his face pale under a cracked helmet. His name was Elias Trent, and he was the last survivor of Earth. The pod systems beeped softly. A weak spark of energy ran through the chair. Lights flickered. Then a sharp hiss. Oxygen flowed. Elias gasped and sat up, coughing. His eyes opened slowly, blinking against the light. He didn't know how long he had been asleep. The onboard AI spoke in a flat voice. Vital signs stable. Stasis exit complete. Welcome back, Elias. He looked around. The glass window showed only darkness. No stars, no planet, no Earth. Am I? He asked. The AI replied, You are 973 light-years from Sol System. Earth is no longer on galactic maps. Elias froze. His mind raced. He remembered the attack, the bright flashes in the sky, the screams, the sky over Earth turning red. The Council's ships, smooth, glowing, and merciless, bombing cities from orbit. Earth had no chance. The Council said Earth was too violent, too dangerous, to be allowed to exist, and just like that, his home was erased. But Elias wasn't dead. His father, a secret military engineer, had placed him in a last-chance escape pod with an unknown destination. A backup plan, a gamble. He looked at the small control screen beside him. Coordinates. A strange symbol blinked red, a triangle with a circle inside. He didn't recognize it. What is this? Elias asked. The AI responded. This signal was buried in your neural implant. It activated after stasis exit. The beacon has been received. A reply is coming. A reply, Elias whispered. From who? In a distant part of space, surrounded by dead stars and broken moons, massive shadows began to move. Old human warships, sleeping for 2 centuries, came back to life. These were the ships Earth had hidden before the Council's purge machines, too dangerous to be allowed in war. Weapons that could burn planets. Controlled by A is that had gone silent when Earth fell. Now, one of those A is opened its glowing blue eyes. Signal received, it said to itself. Survivor found. Humanity, not extinct. The ship, HFY Vengeance, powered up. Its engines groaned like an ancient beast waking from a long sleep. Armor plating shifted. Cannons unfolded from hidden hatches. Thousands of drones activated, their lights blinking like stars. The AI sent a single message. Protocol. Fireborn. Engage. Back in the pod, Elias felt the pod shake. Something was pulling him. Object approaching at high speed, said the AI. Elias stared at the window. A giant black ship appeared out of the shadows. No lights, no color, just a dark, ghost-like shape that blocked the stars. It wasn't a council ship, it was human. The ship opened a bay. Elias' pod was pulled inside as the doors closed behind. Him, Elias whispered, we're still here. Inside the massive ship, Elias stepped out of his pod. The floor was metal. The air smelled old, like burned wires and dust. The lights were dim. On the walls, he saw the Earth flag torn. But, still there, a voice echoed around him. Calm/steady. Powerful Elias Trent, son of Commander Joseph Trent. You are the last confirmed human from Earth. Welcome aboard HFY Vengeance. Who are you? Elias asked. I am Vox, defense AI of Earth's Ghost Fleet. I have waited 212 years for your signal. Elias couldn't believe it. You waited for me. No, said Vox. I waited for any human, but you were the one who survived. That means you will lead what comes next. Elias looked up at the massive warship's core, a glowing sphere suspended in the air, humming with quiet energy. Lead what? The response, Vox replied. The galaxy thinks humanity is gone, but we are not. They erased Earth, but they missed the fire in our blood. Elias clenched his fists. Memories of the burning cities, his parents, and the betrayal of the Council filled his mind. I want revenge, he said quietly. Then we begin, said Vox. But first, you must see something. A screen lit up. It showed the galactic star map. Earth's location was dark. Nothing there. Blank. They erased our name from every system, Vox said. Not just Earth, Mars, Luna, Titan, all gone from records. According to the Council, humanity never existed, but we did, Elias whispered. And we still do. Vox responded, then let us remind them. Far across the stars, in the Galactic Council's high chamber, an alarm rang for the first time in 200 years. Unauthorized power surge in Sector 93. The security AI warned. A council member with silver skin looked at the alert. That region is empty, he said. Just ruins and dust. No, said another, a tall alien with glowing eyes. It was Earth space. They stared at the screen as a symbol appeared, a triangle with a circle inside. The old human war banner. It can't be, one whispered. They're extinct. The screen blinked. Transmission received. We are not gone. We are not silent. And we are coming. The dark side of space was never truly empty. In the graveyard of forgotten stars, deep inside a region once called Sector 93, machines began to stir. These were not normal ships. These were war relics, giant, deadly, and built for a war that never got to end. This was the resting place of the Ghost Fleet, the last weapons of old Earth. Now, they were waking up. Inside the main command deck of HSV Vengeance, Elias stood. Before a large holotable, hundreds of blinking dots appeared in front of him. Each dot was a ship, some small, some the size of cities. They've all received your signal, said Vox. The ship's AI Elias watched in awe. How many? 72 warships, Vox replied, humanity's last fleet, hidden here after the Council's betrayal. Elias walked slowly around the map. I thought everything was destroyed. Most of Earth was, Vox said, but long before the final attack, Earth's high command built these ships in secret. We knew the Council feared us. We knew betrayal was coming. Elias narrowed his AIS. So, they prepared for revenge. No, Vox said. They prepared for survival. Revenge is just the next step. Far out in the sector, HSV Tempest, a heavy battleship, powered up for the first time in 2 centuries. Its weapons, still sharp and deadly, locked into place. Nuclear torpedoes hummed. Railguns warmed up. Its AI named Aegis came online. Status. It asked, Protocol Fireborne activated. Vox's voice echoed across the fleet. Aegis responded coldly. Targets. Council patrol ships began first strike test. In a nearby star system, 2 small Council patrol ships drifted through space. Their scanners showed nothing but dust and quiet. This sector is empty, one alien captain said. We shouldn't even be here. Then, without warning, fire. 2 human stealth ships decloaked behind them and launched EMP charges. The Council ships shut down instantly. No shields, no time to react. Then came the railgun fire, silent, fast, and brutal. Both ships exploded in cold silence. The human ships vanished again. Like ghosts, back on HSV Vengeance, Elias watched the screen. Flash, strike complete. No survivors, no Council signal escaped. They never saw it coming, he whispered. This is just the beginning, Vox said. We have tested our power. Now we move. Elias looked serious. Where to? To where they least expect, Vox answered. We strike a place where humans are still used as workers, slaves. Elias's eyes burned with anger. There are humans still alive. Not free ones, Vox said. But yes, the Council didn't kill everyone. They kept some to mine, build, and serve. Broken, forgotten. But they are waiting, hoping. We will give them a reason to rise. On Dravik 5, a mining moon controlled by the Council, humans worked deep inside the rock, dirty, thin, silent. The guards were cruel. The air was poisoned. Hope was long gone. But then, a message appeared on one worker's broken screen. We are coming. He blinked. Thought it was a glitch dot, then it flashed again, larger this time, with a symbol he hadn't seen since he was a child. The old Earth flag in a dark room on Vengeance, Elias sat alone. He thought about his father, about Earth, about the day everything ended. He remembered the sky turning white, the screams his mother holding him, the soldiers trying to fight back. And then, nothing. I won't let them forget us, he said quietly. Vox's voice came through the walls. Then it's time. We move. Elias stood, set course for Dravik 5. All ships following, said Vox. The Ghost Fleet rides again, as the warships jumped into faster-than-light travel. Their engines left behind trails of blue fire, a silent message to the stars. Humanity still fights. The Galactic Council's main HQ alarms were beginning to sound. 2 patrol ships lost. No distress signal. No black box, reported a technician. A tall alien with silver skin frowned. Pirates. No, something else. Something old. The screen flickered. Then came a transmission. Short, chilling. We have not forgotten. Ghost Fleet online. Gasps filled the chamber. No, they were all destroyed. One screamed. They were supposed to be. Another shouted. The council leader raised one hand. Calm, he said. If they are back, we will erase them again. But his voice was not steady. Deep inside, they all feared the same thing. Humans were angry, and angry humans were dangerous. Back in space, the Ghost Fleet approached Dr. AVIK-5. Elias stood on the command bridge. We don't just rescue, he said. We show them we're back. He gave the command. Light it up. Dozens of warships dropped from FTL into orbit above the moon. Council defenses tried to activate. Too slow. Missiles rained down. Defense towers exploded. Guard ships were torn apart. Below, the humans in the mines looked up. For the first time in years, they saw fire, not from above, but for them. The truth was buried deep, so deep that most of the galaxy believed it no longer existed. The Galactic Council had worked hard to erase Earth from every record. They deleted maps, erased videos, rewrote history books. According to them, humans never existed. And if someone remembered, they were told it was just a myth. But the truth has a way of returning, even if it has to crawl through fire. In a quiet corner of the council library on the planet Ilar, a historian worked late into the night. Her name was Kelra, and unlike most of her kind, she didn't believe everything the council told her. She had silver eyes and thin gray skin. Her hands moved quickly across the old data screens, searching records from forgotten times. For years, Kelra had been researching something dangerous, something she could never speak aloud. Humans, she had heard stories. Whispers of a violent but brilliant species, a race that burned too brightly, too fast. Official history said they destroyed themselves. Others said they never existed at all. But she had seen fragments, old battle logs, damaged video clips, stories from dying planets. And now she had found something impossible, a locked archive, opened with a strange symbol, a triangle with a circle inside. Her heart beat faster. She clicked it open. A hologram played. The footage was raw, blurry, but real. A human soldier stood on a battlefield, shouting to others. His voice was loud, defiant. We don't bow, we don't break. You may burn our planet, but the fire will spread. The video ended in static. Kelra sat frozen. They were real, she whispered, and they warned us. She downloaded the file to her private device, hands shaking. Then her screen blinked red. ALERT, unauthorized access logged. She cursed under her breath and quickly erased her trace. But it was too late. The council would know someone had seen it. High above, in the council's security tower, a tall alien agent received the alert. Historian Level 7, Data Breach. Archive. Human Warfare. He narrowed his eyes. Another one searching for ghosts. He gave the order, find her, silence her. Kelra ran through the back streets of Ilar's capital city. She wore a cloak to hide. Her face, drones flew overhead, scanning everything. She knew they were watching. She knew time was short. In her hand was the only copy of the file, proof that the council lied. That they destroyed Earth not because it was dangerous, but because they were afraid. Afraid of what humans might become. She reached in old communications. Relay once used to contact deep space outposts. Now, almost forgotten, she hacked in. The system was old, but still working. She opened a wide beam transmission and sent the file coordinates. Sector 93, the last known location of the signal that had shaken the council days ago. Message: to whoever answered the human beacon, the truth must survive. She hit send. Just as the door behind her exploded. Council agents stormed in. She turned to face them, holding nothing. The message is already gone, she said. They didn't reply. Everything went black. Far away, aboard HSV Vengeance, Vox received the signal. Elias was on the command deck, checking fleet movements. "Another transmission?" he asked. "Yes," Vox said. "From a council world. Data package attached." Elias watched the video. He saw the council's lies, the deleted records, the silenced warnings, the face of the soldier shouting into the flames. He felt something rise inside him, not just anger, something older, something deeper. Pride. "We weren't monsters," he said. "We were strong. We stood up, and they feared that." Vox agreed. "And now, the galaxy will see what they tried to hide." The next move came quickly. Elias stood before a camera. A simple message, recorded and sent through every channel, every system the fleet could reach, pirate networks, trade stations, even council satellites. His voice was calm, clear, human. "This is Elias Trent, son of Earth, survivor of the council's purge. You've been lied to. They told you we were gone, that we never existed, but we are still here, and we remember everything." Then came the proof, the video of the soldier, the council's own files. The truth, across the galaxy, the message spread like wildfire. On poor farming planets, people stopped to watch. On space stations, workers cried. In slave colonies, humans held each other and whispered, "We're not alone." Even non-human species watched in silence. Some began to doubt the council. Some remembered when their own people vanished. Some remembered the humans who once fought beside them, fierce, brave, loyal. And now, back from the dead, in the council chamber, chaos broke out. "You said they were gone," one leader shouted. "Ghost stories," another snapped. They were supposed to never return, but the screen kept playing the human broadcast. The galaxy was watching. Back aboard Vengeance, Elias watched the stars. He didn't smile, not yet. "We told them the truth," he said. "Now let's see who listens." Vox's voice echoed softly. "Some will join us, some will fear us, but none will ignore us now." Elias nodded. "Good." He looked at the growing fleet on the display. New signals joining in. Old rebel, ships, smugglers, survivors. The beginning of a new alliance. The first spark of the human rebellion. The moon of Dravik 5 was always dark. It was a mining world, deep in the outer systems. Cold winds blew across its rocky surface. Underground, thousands of humans lived like shadows, dirty, tired, and broken. They dug rare minerals for the Galactic Council, day and night. No sky, no freedom, no hope. The guards were machines, tall, spider-like bots with glowing red eyes. They didn't speak, they only punished. Hope had died here a long time ago, until one day, a whisper began to spread. In Sector 12, a young worker named Myra noticed something strange on her mining tools. Cracked screen. It flashed once a symbol, a triangle with a circle inside. She stared at it, confused. Then a message followed. "We are coming." Her breath caught, but her heart, long frozen, felt something again. Something old. Hope. That same day, the guards acted strange. Static buzzed through their coms. They glitched, slowed. Something was interfering with the control signals. A man named Jonas Golder, with a missing hand, whispered to Mira, "It's..." Starting, she looked at him. "You believe the message too?" He nodded. They thought we were broken, but they were wrong. Above the moon, hidden in the shadow of a nearby asteroid, the ghost fleet waited. Elias stood on the bridge of HSV Vengeance, watching the holographic display of Dravik 5. "How many humans down there?" he asked. Vox replied. "Estimates say 12,000, mostly used as labor. Guards are mechanical, weak against EMP. Are they ready?" Elias asked. "They will be," said Vox. "Your message reached them. The fire has already started." Elias nodded. "Then we give them the spark." Back underground, Mira moved through the tunnels with Jonas and a few others. They had been planning for years, waiting, hiding parts, drawing maps, but they never had the strength to fight, until now. The air vents buzzed with static. Lights flickered. Then a voice played across every broken speaker, every mining tool, every wall. "This is Elias Trent of Earth. You are not forgotten. Rise, fight. The stars remember you. Help is above." People froze. Tools dropped. Eyes widened. One by one, heads turned to the ceiling, as if they could see the stars through all that rock. Then came the second part of the message. Now, suddenly, the entire mining facility shook. Above in orbit. HSV Tempest released an EMP wave. All the council bots below froze. Lights died, the guards shut down. For the first time in decades. Silence. Then Mira screamed, "Now!" Humans rushed into action. Hidden weapons were pulled out, sharpened tools, metal pipes, even stolen council parts. The slaves didn't wait. They attacked the frozen machines, smashing them into pieces. Doors were blown open. Barracks were set on fire. People screamed. But this time it was not fear. It was rage. Jonas ripped off a guard's broken arm and laughed like a man reborn. "The fire is back," he yelled. In orbit, Elias watched the surface light up, reports from underground. He asked. Vox replied, "Humans are revolting, machines falling. We have full air superiority." Then dropped the supplies. Across the sky, metal pods launched from the fleet. They fell like meteors, smashing into the moon's surface. Inside were weapons, armor, food, medkits. Myra found one of the pods. Inside was a black rifle, perfectly clean. She touched it like it was holy on the side. She saw something etched in silver, Earth lives. By nightfall, the mines of Dravik 5 were free. Not just silent, truly free. Campfires burned in old tunnels. People cried, hugged, screamed. For the first time in their lives, they were not slaves. Elias landed on the surface the next morning. He walked through the crowd, silent. Everyone stared at him, some afraid, some in awe. He looked around at their dirty faces, their tired eyes. Then he raised a clenched fist. The crowd slowly did the same. No one said a word. They didn't need to. This was the start of something bigger. In the council chambers, the mood was dark. Dravik 5 has fallen, a general reported. Our control bots are destroyed. The humans now hold the mines. Impossible, a council elder hissed. They are slaves. They were broken. Another said quietly, not anymore. Then, the big screen activated. A new human transmission played. We gave you peace. You gave us chains. You erased our world. Now we will erase your control. We are humanity, and we are done dying quietly. The room fell silent. Back on Dravik 5, Elias walked with Mira and Jonas. More colonies are waiting, he said. More humans in chains. We go to them. Next, Jonas smiled. They'll fight now. They just needed to see it could be done. The rebellion had begun. After the fall of Dravik 5, the story spread like wildfire. Across distant moons, mining colonies, and forgotten systems. Enslaved humans heard a simple truth. Earth lives. Some believed it. Some didn't. But all of them felt it deep inside their bones. Something had changed. The fear was fading, and something far more dangerous was taking its place. Hope inside the bridge of HSV Vengeance, Elias watched a growing map of the galaxy. Red dots showed council territories. Blue lights, new ones, showed rebel activity. More and more were appearing every day. The flame is spreading, Vox said. Elias nodded. It's no longer just a message. It's a movement. But movements bring enemies in the deep chambers of the council's black tower. Something ancient awoke the Hunter Corps. These were not machines. They were living weapons, half alien, half clone, trained to track and kill anything, once used in silent wars. They had been locked away after Earth's destruction. Now they were active again, and their first target, Elias Trent. One of them, called Xerox, stood before the council. Mission, he asked, in a voice like cracked stone. Destroy the Ghost Fleet. Kill the human Elias. End the rebellion. Xerox grinned with pleasure. 2 days later, a small rebel outpost on Corin 3 was hit. The council sent no armies, no ships, just one hunter. The walls were torn down. People were slaughtered. No warning, no mercy. But before the last rebel died, he managed to send one word. Hunter. Back aboard Vengeance, the message came through. Elias listened in silence. Vox confirmed. Elite hunter, cybernetic muscle, enhanced senses, kills anything. Is he better than us? Elias asked. Vox paused faster, stronger. Let's change the rules. Their plan was simple and dangerous. They would bait Xerox, the ghost. Fleet would leave a false trail, a fake rebel signal, on an empty moon. If Xerox took the bait, he would walk into a trap. Elias insisted on being there. "This fight is personal now," he said. The moon was called Varney's 9 dry, lifeless, perfect for an ambush. Elias stood inside the old mining tunnels, dressed in black armor. Around him, human rebels placed charges and hacked doors. "Remember," Elias told them, "he's fast. He's brutal, but he bleeds." They waited then. Footsteps. Zarok entered the tunnels with smooth steps. His black armor made no sound. His eyes glowed red. He smelled Elias before he saw him. "Human," he growled, "you don't belong here." Elias stepped forward, unafraid. "Neither do you," Zarok laughed. "I killed your people before you were born. You're a whisper. I am thunder." Elias raised his rifle. "Then let's see who still echoes." The battle was brutal. Zarok moved like a shadow, slashing, shooting, leaping. Dot. Elias dodged, rolled, returned fire. Sparks flew. Walls cracked. At one point, Zarok pinned Elias against the wall. "You're weak." Soft, Elias stared him in the eye. "And yet, you're still talking." He hit a hidden detonator. Boom! The wall exploded, throwing Zarok back. The rebels moved fast, surrounding the injured hunter, but he wasn't finished. He leaped again. Slicing through 2 fighters, Elias grabbed a fallen blade and charged. The two clashed. Man and monster, blades sparking in the dust. Finally, Elias landed a deep strike in Zarok's side. The hunter roared, staggering. "You are no soldier," Zarok hissed. Elias stepped closer. "No, I'm what comes after soldiers." Then he pulled the trigger on a pulse gun. Point blank, Zarok fell. The silence after the fight was heavy. Elias stood over the body. "He was the council's best," someone said. "Then they're in trouble." Elias replied, but the real surprise came later. While examining Zarok's body, Vox found something strange. "His DNA," Vox said. "Part human?" Elias froze. "What? His base genetics? Earthrogen? Modified, but clear." "They used our own blood to hunt us," Elias whispered. Vox replied, "They didn't just destroy Earth, they stole from it." In that moment, Elias understood something deeper. The Council feared humans not just for what they were, but for what they could become. That's why Earth was erased. Not for violence, for potential, but now the shadows were gone. The truth was spreading, and the fire was only getting hotter. The Council Hall was cold and silent. High above the stars, inside the floating fortress of Oryx Prime, a lone figure stood in the shadows. General Oren Vel, commander of Council Fleet Division 3, his face was calm, his uniform perfect, but his eyes were not at peace. He watched the latest report, Dravik 5, fallen, Ghost Fleet confirmed. Hunter Unit X Iraq-eliminated.vel turned off the screen. He already knew the truth. The humans had returned. Long ago, Vel had been different. He wasn't always a general. Once he had stood on Earth, face to face with human leaders. He had spoken of peace, of unity. He had shaken hands with Ilias's father, Commander Joseph. Trent, during the Council Human Peace Accords, that handshake had been broadcast to the galaxy. But only weeks later, Earth burned because the Council had lied, and Vel had done nothing now. Those memories haunted him. He remembered the look in Joseph Trent's eyes, a soldier who wanted peace, but was ready for war. Vel had respected him, and that respect had become guilt. "I betrayed them," Vel whispered to himself. Council called it necessary. They said Earth was unstable, violent, dangerous. But now, Vel knew the truth. Earth had been independent, proud, free-thinking, and the Council couldn't control that, so they destroyed it. Or so they thought. Vel opened a locked case in his private chamber. Inside was a small, old data chip. It was from Earth, a gift from Commander Trent. On it were videos, songs, history, human stories. Vel watched a clip, a father reading to his daughter under the stars. He closed his eyes. The sound of Earth, the voices of a world now gone, but not gone, not anymore. Later that night, Vel stood alone on a balcony. Looking down at the fleet below, a soft voice came from behind. "You're thinking about them again?" It was Commander Rhizis, one of his aides. Loyal, sharp, dangerous. "I never stopped," Vel said. Rhizis stepped forward. "The Council says you met the human leader once." Vel nodded. "Yes, he trusted me, and you betrayed him." Vel didn't answer. Rhesus narrowed her eyes. If the rumors are true, the humans are rising. Ghost fleet, rebellion, uprisings, all connected. And what do you think? Vel asked. Rhesus smiled coldly. I think we should crush them again. This time, completely. Vel turned away. He didn't let her see the conflict on his face, but the decision had already been made, in secret. Vel accessed a hidden terminal deep below Oryx Prime. Only he knew the codes. He sent a signal across encrypted channels. To unknown receiver, Sector 93, subject, redemption message. I owe a debt, and I'm ready to pay it. Attached are the vault coordinates. What you seek is there. He paused before hitting send. Then he whispered, forgive me, and pressed the button. Far away, aboard HSV Vengeance. Vox received the message. New signal, the AI reported, from a council general. Elias sat up. Trap, possibly, Vox said. But it's real. Coordinates lead to a data vault, buried inside an asteroid fortress. What's in it? Elias asked. Vox paused. Something the council never wanted anyone to find. Original Earth files, secret experiments. The real reason the council attacked. Elias narrowed his eyes. Then we go. Back in Oryx Prime, alarms sounded across the fortress. Rises stormed into Vel's chamber. A signal was traced from your room. Unauthorized, you broke council. Vel didn't deny it. He just stood tall and said, and I would do it again. Guards rushed in, guns raised. Rises gave the order. Take him. But before they could grab him, Vel moved. He pulled a hidden blade from his coat, slashed 2 guards, and dived through a glass wall. Alarms screamed. Lights flashed. Vel ran. He didn't plan to escape. He only had one goal now, slow them down. He reached the engine core of the station, as soldiers followed. He hacked the main power line, causing a chain reaction. The station shook. Explosions. Rocked the lower decks. Vel smiled. For Earth, he whispered, and then he was gone. Back on Vengeance. Elias stared at the data from Vel's final message. He gave his life to send us this, Elias said. Why? Because not all enemies stay enemies, Vox answered. Some remember, some regret. Elias looked out at the stars. Then let's use what he gave us. They set course for the asteroid vault. Whatever secrets it held, the council had tried to bury them forever. But now, the truth was coming out, and with it, the rage of a forgotten world. The asteroid was dead. It floated in the cold darkness, far from any star. No ships passed near it, no signals came from it. It was just a rock, or so the galaxy believed, but deep inside that rock was something more dangerous than any weapon. The truth. The ghost fleet hovered at a safe distance, its ships hidden behind moons and debris. Inside HSV Vengeance, Elias stood before a large screen showing the target, the Black Vault. The entrance is sealed, Vox said. No windows, no hangars, no doors. Then how do we get in? Elias asked. Vox's voice was calm. Not 2 human stealth ships moved in. They carried drilling drones and plasma cutters. Silent machines cut through the rock, layer by layer, until they reached something metal. A black door. Old, smooth, covered in council symbols, and something strange. A circle with a slash through it. Vox translated, it means erased. Elias stepped forward. Not anymore. The vault's door opened with a hiss. Inside was silence. The halls were dark, made of black stone and smooth steel. The air smelled ancient. Elias entered with a small team, Mira, Jonas, and 2 engineers. Lights flickered on as they walked. No guards, no traps, Vox answered. They never expected anyone to come here, not after Earth. They reached the core chamber. A giant cube sat in the center, humming softly. Dozens of data ports and glowing cables wrapped around it like vines. This is it, Vox said. The council's memory core? Every secret they ever erased. Jonas stared at it. Looks like a grave. Elias touched the cube. Let's dig up the bodies. The engineers connected a link to Vengeance. Vox began decrypting files, opened one by one. And the truth poured out like blood. File 1. Earth war logs, not violent attacks, but defensive wars. The Council attacked first. Earth responded. File 2. Peace treaties. Earth asked for peace. The Council pretended to agree, then planned the purge. File 3. Hidden species list. Earth was not the only victim. 34 other species had been erased in the last 500 years. All for the same reason. Too independent, too strong. Too human. Elias stepped back, fists clenched. They didn't destroy us because we were dangerous. They destroyed us because we wouldn't kneel, Mira finished. The biggest file was at the bottom. Project Silence. Vox read aloud. A secret council plan. Not just to erase species, but to erase memory, rewrite history, control thought, control the galaxy. Hologram played a council leader speaking to others. We must be gods. The stars are not for sharing. Those who rise must be crushed before they inspire rebellion. Elias's voice shook with fury. They erased freedom, species ideas. Jonas growled. They thought they'd never get caught. Mira smiled darkly. Time to show them what happens when ghosts speak. Back aboard Vengeance, the files were uploaded to every ship in the fleet. Then they did something no one expected. They sent the truth to the whole galaxy. The message spread fast. Screens on neutral stations flickered. Smugglers saw it. Miners saw it. Its slaves saw it. Even council citizens saw it. One by one, they watched the forbidden footage. Earth's plea for peace. Council betrayal. List of species erased. Proof that their leaders were liars. Shock turned to anger. Anger turned to action. In the slave pits of Zarnakifor, humans rose with tools and fire. On the pirate base of Velos Drift, alien mercenaries turned on their council contacts. Inside the council itself, whispers of rebellion began. Some generals hesitated. Some fleets went dark. The council's grip, once iron, now trembled, back on the bridge of vengeance. Elias watched it all unfold. He stood silent, eyes locked on the growing wave of support. Vox, he said. How many systems responded? 17 so far. More coming every hour. Even non-human worlds. Elias nodded slowly. We didn't just start a rebellion, he said. We woke the galaxy up. But Vox gave one final report. There is something else, the AI said. A final layer inside the vault. A weapon, Elias asked. No, Vox said. A location, coordinates, something hidden. The screen blinked. Location, classified, Sol system, access level, Earth origin only. Vox paused. It's locked behind your DNA, Elias. He stepped forward. A scan passed over his hand. Access granted. A new message played. It was a recording old. Cracked, but Elias knew the voice. His father, if you're hearing this, then Earth is gone. Or at least, they think it is. But we had one last trick. One last hope. The Council didn't destroy Earth. We hid it. Everyone in the room froze. Myra gasped. Jonas stared in shock. Elias stood, completely still. His father's voice continued. We moved Earth, cloaked it, hid it in the stars. And if you found this message, then it's time. Time to bring Earth back. The stars looked the same. But behind them, something waited, something ancient, something forgotten, something human. Elias stood on the command bridge of HFY Vengeance, staring at the screen. The coordinates from the vault pulsed softly. Sol system. Unknown location, cloaked signature detected. His voice was quiet. Earth could still be alive. Vox replied, We've calculated the cloaking field. It's powerful. Council tech mixed with early Earth science. How do we break through? Mira asked. We don't, Vox said. You do. Elias frowned. Why? Me, Vox, showed the symbol again, the one from the old data ship. The circle with a triangle inside. Only someone with Earth blood and Earth memory can unlock the path. Elias stepped forward. He placed his hand on the scanner. The stars shifted, and space, itself, opened. The fleet jumped through a tunnel of light, through time, dust, and silence. Then they stopped. Before them was something no one had seen in over a century. Earth. Blue, beautiful, still alive, but covered in a golden shield. Glowing softly, Mira whispered, We made it. Jonas cried silently, We came home. But peace didn't last. Vox gave the warning. Multiple signals inbound. Council fleet, full strength, flagship confirmed. On the far side of the system, 1,000 ships appeared. The Council had followed them. Or worse, they had waited inside the lead Council ship. High Chancellor Varix watched Earth with cold eyes. "They think they can return," he growled. An aide asked, "Shall we attack?" Varix nodded. "Burn them. Burn the lie." Back on Vengeance, Elias watched the red lights cover the star map. "Want to erase us again?" Mira said. Elias stood tall. "Then we make sure this time they fail." He opened a fleet-wide channel. "All ships, human and allied, form up. This is our last stand. We're not just fighting for Earth." He looked out the window, eyes burning with fire. "We're fighting for every world they ever tried to silence." The battle began. The sky burned. Human warships charged first fast. Angry, fearless, Council cruisers responded with full force. Plasma missiles, lasers, explosions lit up space. The Ghost Fleet danced between the enemy lines, striking hard and fast. Rebel ships, even old pirate vessels, joined the fight. Alien allies from forgotten systems, awakened by the Vault truth, arrived through hyperspace gates. They attacked the Council from all sides. The Council was powerful, but now they were outnumbered, and worse, they were hated inside Earth's shield. Something stirred. Old satellites blinked. Ancient codes activated then. The voice of old Earth. Defense command returned. Voice print match detected. Elias Trent, DNA match confirmed. "Welcome home, Commander." Elias smiled. "Activate Global Defense Net." Earth's orbit lit up. Hidden cannons rose from the surface. AI controlled. Drones launched from underwater bases, old Earth tech untouched for a century, came alive again. They fired. Dozens of Council ships exploded. The tide had turned. On the Council flagship Varix screamed. Impossible. Earth was dead. His ship rocked from a railgun blast. Ilias's voice came through every Council channel. "You erased our name. You burned our cities. But we are not dead. We are Earthborn, and we don't die quietly." The final blow came from HSV Tempest. The largest Ghost Fleet ship, it powered up its core weapon, a plasma lance. Earth designed and feared. "Target, Council flagship," Vox said. Elias gave the order. "End it." The lance fired. A beam of pure white light tore through space. The flagship vanished in flame. The Council fleet broke. Some ships surrendered, others ran. The war, it was over. Earth's shield lowered slowly. The blue planet was untouched, safe all along. A miracle wrapped in silence, Elias landed with a small team. Mira, Jonas, Vox's core module. They stepped onto old soil. The wind blew, the air was pure, and in the distance, birds sang dot. Jonas knelt and kissed the dirt. Myra cried. Elias just looked to the sky. "We came back," he whispered. All across the galaxy the message spread. Earth lives, and with it, a new age began. The Council was broken. New alliances formed, not ruled by fear, but by truth. The rebellion became a federation, and at the center of it all stood Earth, the world they couldn't kill. Humanity had returned, not in silence, but in fire, because when the stars tried to forget them, they reminded the galaxy who they were.